Okay, so good evening once again. I believe we can start now. 5 minutes past 6. So if we start now, it's okay. So now, this is going to be a regular update going forward to update you on current events, current happenings. Hello, good evening once again. Thank you for joining us. We have muted your microphone so you cannot, we don't want to be distracted. This is going to be a regular update where periodically we engage all of you to update you on current events and what is happening on progress of recruiting you to the United States. First of all, I want to do a sound check. So if you can hear me, type yes in the chat. If you can hear me, type yes in the chat. Excellent, fantastic. Thank you all for the yes. So once I have a yes, even from one person, it means everybody else must hear me. If you cannot hear me, then there's a problem with your microphone or network. So check it. Okay. This will be a regular update. Now, before I start, I want to remind ourselves why we are all here. We are all here because you have a dream, an American dream, to go to live and work in the US as a nurse and as a nursing assistant. That is why I'm here. And I need to remind you of that because sometimes a number of you forget this dream and you get drifted away. So please focus on that. It's a good dream. It's a dream that is going to change your life and the life of your family, to change your destiny. The generations after you get the opportunity to become American citizens. And the severe and painful and abject poverty we all face will create a gap between us and those abject poverty. So please remember this and let that motivate you in everything you do. All right. So somewhere in March, we informed all of you, we held a meeting like this and informed all of you that we were going to the Philippines with our nurses, our NCLEX applicants, to prepare for their final preparation and their exams. We returned to Ghana with our second batch of NCLEX applicants on June 1st, 2025. So that's about a week or 2 weeks ago. We've been back since June 1st. Now, the first batch, those we sent, all of them, we recorded 100% pass. But in this second batch, we did not record 100% batch. We have a number of our nurses failing, but majority of them, more than 80%, passed the NCLEX. We are currently preparing them for the receipt in September 2025. Those who failed the NCLEX realize there were just little errors and mistakes. We are helping, we are preparing to help them to improve and then register them to retake the NCLEX. Can you give me a minute? Please hold on a minute. All right, sorry about that interruption. I got a notification, but it has nothing to do with us. Okay, so let's go on. So we are currently preparing them for the receipt in September 2025. For our agency, we do not abandon our NCLEX applicant because they fail. When you fail, you learn valuable lessons. Those who fail this time, a number of them were scared before the exam. I mean, a few days to the exams, we had some of them crying, weeping, not because they were not prepared, but it's because they have realized they have come to that crossroad, and the weight and pressure took an emotional toll on them. They got to the exams, they were so anxious, they were panicking, and sometimes basic things got over them. Now they have had the experience. We sincerely believe when they face it again, they will pass. So, and since we register our NCLEX applicant with the New Mexico State Board of Nursing, our applicants have 5 chances to take the NCLEX in 3 years. What it means is, when we register you now for the NCLEX, you have, with New Mexico State Board of Nursing, you can take the exams 5 times in 3 years before your initial registration expires. But should you fail, anytime you are going to resit, you pay some small fee as a resit fee. In fact, the total resit fee is not even up to $500. That's less than, it's not up to 5,000 Ghana cedis. Of course, that excludes the air ticket. Okay, so you have 5 chances to retake until you pass. And for those who passed, we have begun filing for their green cards for them. Now, I want to take you through our current NCLEX program, and please be patient. I know CNAs are here. CNAs, there will be a briefing on your program just after this. We just want to take advantage of this meeting to explain a few things to our NCLEX applicant, especially our new NCLEX applicants. Now, our current NCLEX program looks like this. So we recruit registered general nurses. Registered general nurses. And you know, in Ghana, we have a number of permutations of nursing. So we have psychiatric nursing, we have general nurses, we have community health nurses, and we have nursing assistants, we have public health nurses, and we have public nurses, and a host of permutation of nursing in Ghana. From my experience so far, we have noticed that those we can easily get for our nurses, those we can easily get include, we can easily get authorization for them to take the NCLEX include registered general nurses. Authorization to test comes from the State Board of Nursing. You register, you go through credentials evaluation, and then you register with the State Board. And based on the results of the credentials evaluation, plus the new application is filed, if you meet the requirement, they give you authorization to test. If you don't meet the requirement, the Board of Nursing will tell you, okay, you need to go back to school, do a top-up of that course, that topic for you to get your authorization to test. And in Ghana, our educational system does not permit you to just go for 2 weeks, 6 weeks course to make up for you to get the authorization to test from the State Board of Nursing. You have to go back to school and start all over again before you can get that missing topics requested by the State Board of Nursing. So for this reason, we restrict ourselves to registered general nursing. We are tempted. Now, there are other nurses that can get authorization to test, like midwives. And these days are here, even psychiatric nursing. But midwives and psychiatric nursing, you get the authorization to test, all right. You take the NCLEX, you pass. After passing the NCLEX, there comes the point where you need to get a visa screen certificate to fly. Just getting the NCLEX and getting your green card file does not automatically permit you to fly to the US. You still need a visa. And to get a visa as a nurse, you need to get a document called visa screen certificate. To get that visa screen certificate, you need the IELTS results plus a registered nursing license. Registered nursing license. And since midwives don't have registered nursing licenses, psychiatric nurses don't have registered nursing licenses, what you have is registered mental nursing license, registered midwife license. You cannot get a visa screen. Okay. So this is why we currently restrict ourselves to the registered general nurses to do the NCLEX. All other nurses can do the nursing assistant program. Once you get to the US, you can take the NCLEX there. It's getting you to the US that is the most important thing. Okay. All right. Now I need you. Okay. So let's focus. Currently, all our NCLEX applicants first complete a 16 weeks course online here in Ghana or in their home country. We are having nurses from other countries participating. For instance, the second batch, we went with a Nigerian nurse. For the current batch, we have a couple of Liberian nurses joining the Ghana team. So whether you're in Ghana, once you're in Africa, you go through a 16 weeks course. And the 16 weeks course is online. It was online here in Ghana. And during that 16 weeks, they cover all the key systems here. So nurses, you know what the key systems are: the cardiovascular system, respiratory system, central nervous system, reproductive system, endocrine system, what have you, all the systems. We cover everything here. And the theory and the content, we cover everything here before we fly our applicants to the Philippines. In fact, after they go through all the systems, they also take predictor exams. So CNAs, you are not the only people taking predictor exams. NCLEX, in fact, NCLEX nurses take more predictor exams than the CNAs. The NCLEX applicants take a minimum of 10 predictor exams. CNAs, you take a maximum of 6 or 7 predictor exams. NCLEX applicants, their predictor exams is more than 50. Okay, then we fly our NCLEX applicant to Manila, the Philippines, for the NCLEX exams. They go through final review and intensive coaching in Manila before they take the exams. And when we get to Manila, we spend about 2 to 3 months. So if you remember, we left on the 3rd of March. We arrived there on the 4th of March, and we returned on the 2nd of June. We left there on the 1st of June. We arrived here on the 1st of June because we left there 31st May. So March, the whole of March we were there, April we were there, and the whole of May. So that is 3 months, right? We spent 3 months there, and you can imagine what they go through. Now, we are introducing some key changes to our NCLEX program, and we want to share it with you. So from July 2025, next month, we have decided to fly our NCLEX teacher who teaches our NCLEX applicants in the Philippines here in Ghana. We'll bring the teacher here in Ghana. She will be here for 2 months, between July and August, and will conduct a face-to-face intensive NCLEX review and coaching here in Ghana. So basically, what will fly applicants to the Philippines to do before the exams, we want to do it here in Ghana. During that time, she will also supervise the administration of all the NCLEX predictor exams. And to this end, we will come all our NCLEX applicants in Kumasi on KNUST campus for the 2 months, July and August. We will house you for that period, and this will ensure you have an undivided attention for the NCLEX. My dear friends, the NCLEX exams is not a joke. It's a tough exams. It's a super tough exam. But if you sacrifice, if you dedicate yourself, sacrifice, and the sacrifice here, I mean, you may have to separate yourself a bit from work. You may have to separate yourself a bit from family. You may have to separate yourself a bit from social activities, funerals, weddings, parties. You need to stop all those things for just this small period to focus, to concentrate, to study, to prepare. I promise you, it is so painful when you fail the NCLEX exams. It is equally so beautiful and so sweet when you pass the NCLEX exams. So during these 2 months, we want you to deny yourself those pleasures of life. family, work, social activities. We camp you. All you will do is you wake up in the morning, NCLEX. In the afternoon, NCLEX. In the evening, NCLEX. Midnight, NCLEX. The following morning, NCLEX for 2 solid months. During that time, you'll be taking the predictor exams and we'll provide everything, coaching, the books, the tutorials, the question banks or the Q bank you need for the NCLEX, everything you need to pass. We will provide all those for you. Now, before we schedule you for the NCLEX, we'll ensure that you have passed all the predictor exams satisfactorily. We want to ensure that your performance is consistently improving and you'll pass the NCLEX before we fly you to the Philippines. Now, don't get me wrong. The key changes we are introducing does not mean you are not flying to the Philippines. You will go to the Philippines to take the NCLEX because the NCLEX exams is not administered here in Ghana. In the whole of Africa, there is South Africa as an exam center, Johannesburg, and lately, Kenya. When you take out South Africa and Kenya, the nearest exam center is India, Philippines, Taiwan, and then to the US itself. And for our agency, Aguinaldo Recruitment Agency, we have a sister agency in the Philippines, Manila. And they have been recruiting nurses the last 20, 30 years. They train NCLEX applicant. They have been scoring 100% pass all these years. So the systems, the structures, everything is there. Plus, the cost, and you won't believe this, the cost of flying a nurse from Ghana to South Africa is almost the same as flying a nurse from Ghana to the Philippines, air ticket. And so prefer to fly applicants to the Philippines. But this time, when we fly you, we know that when you go, you are going to pass the exams before we fly you. And so when you go, you are not going to spend more than 3 weeks in the Philippines, not more than 3 weeks in the Philippines. You take the NCLEX, you pass, you come back home. Then we do the filing for you. When you take the NCLEX to this morning, by tomorrow morning, your results is in. In fact, we pay for quick results check. And so within 24 hours, 48 hours maximum, we have your results after the NCLEX. Okay. So these are the key changes we are introducing. So for all NCLEX applicants, new NCLEX applicant, please bear this in mind. I remember somebody asked the question on the page. So if you are going to campus in Kumasi, what about those in Accra and other regions? Well, you would have to sacrifice and come to Kumasi because now we have only one teacher who will be based in Kumasi. And that is why we have scheduled it for just that period, 2 months. It will almost be the same as flying you to the Philippines for 3 months. You are willing to go and spend 3 months in the Philippines. I'm sure it should not be a problem to spend 2 months in Ghana, Kumasi, for your NCLEX preparation. Then when you pass, you require this key document, birth certificate of you and your spouse, birth certificate of all your children, even if there are 10 of them. You have a football team, once they are your children, you just need their birth certificate. And your marriage certificate, if you are married, plus your certificate, your PIN, transcript, updated CV, we use it to file for your green card. So in a nutshell, This is the NCLEX program and the key changes to the NCLEX program. Now, I want to turn my attention to my CNAs. And my CNAs, I have a lot of things to share with you. Now, if you have any question as I go along, please post your question in the chat. My CNAs, I have a lot of information for you. As of today, Aguinaldo Recruitment Agency had filed 10 applications for 258 applicants. 258. I'm going to quickly go through some of them for you to see. So on your screen now, you should be seeing Excel sheets. And on the Excel sheet, we have a list of applicants who filed. The ones you are seeing are all applicants who filed and they have received approval for their terms. When we say approval, it means the U.S. Department of Labor, with whom we filed their terms, have gone through their documents, everything we presented. Their documents here include their birth certificate, their nursing certificate, their transcript, employment verification letter, recommendation letter, marriage certificate, all the documents we take from you, presented it to them. They have scrutinized them and have approved. As of this morning, when I check, we have 83 approvals. 83 approvals. And more are still coming. We have a lot more approval that will come from next month going. So for all those that have received their PERM confirmations. Now here, when I say PERM confirmation, when we file the application with the U.S. Department of Labor, the filing is done on your behalf. The filing is done on your behalf by your employer, United Methodist Healthcare Recruitment Services. And it goes through a process with the Department of Labor. And when they are satisfied, they approve it. But as soon as we file and everything is okay, the U.S. Department of Labor issues a letter. And that letter is what we are referring to as confirmation letter. I want to show you a couple of those confirmation letters. And I know I recently passed CNAs. You are eagerly waiting for your confirmation letters. I'm taking my time to explain all this because sometimes my nurses are too eager and they assume the confirmation letter to be approval letter. The confirmation letter is not the approval letter. So this is a sample confirmation letter. It will come like this with your case number. This number is crucial. It is your case number. It's a 13-digit number. Then it will come with something we call occupation code. And I will explain occupation code much later. If I tell you now, you will not get it. And then a priority date. Okay, so all PERM confirmation letters come with this case number. Of course, you see your name, confirmation code, occupation code, and priority date. Okay. So this is what we call the PERM confirmation letter. Now, when you receive this confirmation letter, you're going to use your case number to be tracking and checking your PERM filing. And I want to show you how. I've done all this before, but you know my nurses, they never read, or they are not paying attention. If you finish and they'll come back, say, I did not understand what you said. So this is the US Department of Labor's website. They have a place called Case Status Search. You just come here. Well, simple instructions here. It says enter up to 30 case numbers first. One per line. Example, J100 dash. So this is an example. Then click I am not a robot checkbox below. Completion of a valid reCAPTCHA, if displayed, is required to enable the search feature. Please refresh the page if you are seeing this message and the reCAPTCHA section is not displayed. So this is the reCAPTCHA section. So for example, with the case number I just copied, you just paste it there and you click on I am not a robot. Then the search function will become activated. You click on search. And then when you scroll down, it will tell you the status of your PERM. So you see case search details, 1 of 1 results. Visa program PERM. Case number, so that case number I copied. Employer, United Methodist Homes and Services. Job title, nursing assistant. Submission with April 15, 2025. And the current status is under analyst review. It is under analyst review. It's under analyst review. So this, when you see this, this is a proof to you that, one, all your documents and everything you have provided us is now with the United States government. And is going through processes for it to be reviewed. And then the review process, for those who recently passed the CNA exams, I did a separate meeting with you and I went through with you all the stages. They go through, there's a due diligence, there's due diligence to ensure that all the documents you have presented are genuine, they are not fake, they are not forged. And then it goes to various government department agencies in the US for many things, such as prevailing wage determination. We have discussed this before, where the US government goes through and ensure that your employer in the US have enough money to pay you the salaries they have promised you in your employment contract. And then when it comes to the US, you are not going to be a burden to the United States government. They go through all those things. And then when they are satisfied, they approve the PERM. When they approve the PERM, your status changed. I want to show you how the PERM approval is. Just give me a minute. Okay, thank you for your patience. So I have retrieved a case number. I know it has been approved. And this is how, when the approval comes, this is how it will appear. So you see visa program M, case number, employer name, United Nursing Services, LLC. It is still United Methodist Home and Services. Job title is Nursing Assistant. Submission date is November 16, 2023. And the status is certified. Certified means it is approved. Now, the certified means the Department of Labor has issued what we call a permanent labor certificate to your employer in the US. And now your employer is going to take that permanent labor certificate issued by the US Department of Labor and submit it to the US Immigration Service as part of your green card filing. They will first file a document called Form I-140. And then when it is approved, we get you the green card. Then visa, then you go. Okay. So this is what we have been up to. And this part of the work, you will not see it. After you finish your final CNA exams, that's the end of it for you. But for us, it is just the start of our work. It is just the beginning of filing for you. Tedious, painful, painstaking filing, which is done in conjunction with Winterston Law Group, our lawyers that have been doing this for years. Okay, so that is the picture. Now, as of today, we had filed terms for 258 of you, 258 of you. Now, all those pen filings are at various stages. We want to encourage you to regularly check, use your case numbers to be checking your pen status. Because in most cases, there can be variations we will not know immediately. For instance, for us here in Ghana, when the lawyers finish filing, they receive the confirmation letters. It goes through a process in the lawyer's office. These are separate entity, legal entity. Then they submit those PEM confirmation letters to your employer, United Methodist Home and Services. They also go through processes there, including validating, making sure everything is perfect. And sometimes it takes months before United Methodist Home and Services also now submit all those PEM filings to us for us to pay. We pay $2,000 for each PEM that is filed. $2,000 each for each PEM that is filed to the lawyers. So it is at the point where we need to pay after the filing. That is when we see the confirmation letter. Sometimes they will send us the list. We need to pay. We go through the process. We pay before we get the actual confirmation letters sent to you. Now, at certain points, in fact, the lawyers keep monitoring with the U.S. Department of Labor. They are in touch with them. They follow up today, go and bring that, go and change this, go and do that. And sometimes they even totally withdraw your PEM filing. They completely withdraw it when they see that maybe in the drafting of the PEM application, they made a mistake from hindsight. They will not wait for the U.S. Department of Labor to reject your PEM filing. No. They will withdraw it and do a new filing. And sometimes the time it will take for them to inform us, sometimes it takes about 6 months before they inform us that, oh, you see, that your applicant, we had to change, we had to withdraw, and change the file because we identified that problem or this problem with the documents. We will not know. So, but if you, the applicant, who has a stake in this, if you check, you will even let us know so that we'll follow up for you quick. I want to show you an example of what I'm talking about. So we have an applicant whose PEM confirmation letter came. We sent it to her. She checked and she realized that her case, her PEM filing has been withdrawn. Let me show you how it looked like. Her PEM filing had been withdrawn. When she saw it, you can imagine first, her heart jumped and her blood, adrenaline started running and she started calling. So you see this one, visa program PEM, case number this, employer United Methodist Women Services, job title nursing assistant, submission date April 30th, 2025, status withdrawn. We in Ghana here will only come and know this later, sometimes 6 months, 7 months down the line. But you, the applicant, when you're vigilant and you keep checking for us, as soon as you notice any change, just inform me. Quickly follow up. And in this lady's case, we quickly followed up with the lawyers. Then they explained to us, oh, this and this and this and that reason. That is why we redrew it and we have refiled it. So then we got the new confirmation letter plus the new case number. And then we sent to this applicant. We checked and it is current. Okay, she's not the only one. I have seen at least 10 PEM withdrawal and refiling. And so part of this meeting is to put you on the alert that be checking your PEM status. Okay? There's a good reason why we sent you those PEM confirmation letters. One is to tell you that it's on course, yes, but that's not the most, well, it's important, it's very important, but there's another good important reason for you to help us keep track of your PEM filing so that when there's any change, withdrawal, approval, we know once it is approved, we have some time frame to do the next stage of the filing. Otherwise, everything goes kaput. If we don't do the next filing as soon as the approval comes, we lose the PEM completely. It expires, and we have to start the process all over again. In that process, we are wasting your time keeping you here in Ghana, in Cameroon, wherever you are. But once you check, you let us know, we work on it for you. Okay. As I speak, the 258 PEM filing we did includes Those who recently passed the CNA exams by March before we left for the Philippines, and plus some outstanding term cases we had issues with that had all been filed. So, Fia, Amadou, Lena, okay, so Annalena and Jerry's, we are in the process for it. But a CADU from Poma, Benjamin, Okwesi, Joe Uga, Jessica, Michael Hansen, Rosemary, Suleimana, Priscilla Sapon, Naomi, Adjoa, and Bonsan, Wendy Sampon, and Sam. All these firms have now been filed. The only problem is I don't have the confirmation letters yet. And I want to encourage you, please be patient. It is going to come. And when it comes, you'll be the first person who will tell about the filing. Then, nurses who took the CNA exams in before March, before we left, Lamisi, Aishetu, Catherine, Amalpong, Grace, Janet, Joel, Mabel, Mumuni, Peace, all those names have been filed. Not just them. Abena Ekubia, Esther Bedu, Esther Manuela, Kai, somebody Felicia, Ivo, Leila, my Cameroonian friends, Lois, Maminya Kwa, somewhere in the kingdom, somewhere, Sandra, Victoria, all have been filed. Let me make sure at least I mention everybody's name before they start calling me. So Blessing, Cecilia, Esther, Faustina, Irene, Janet, Lois, Trinto, Lydia, Hui, and then Lydia, me, Rebecca, Danfuru. All these nurses took the CNA exams. We submitted their document before we left. And Abigail, Kusi Fodua, Edna Fodua, Abigail, Anna, Cindy, Ruby, Georgina, Tajones, Helena, Joyce Achiampong, Magdalene Abudu, Shay, Rachel, another friend from Cameroon. All those names in file. Agnes, before Nita, Comfort, Bema Boating, Comfort Antini Dianemenda, Cynthia Taiwayo. Hey, Cynthia, I pray the Lord has come home. Judith, Mary, Mora, it's Mora, not Mora, Mora, Fanny, Mavis, Edu, Regina, Lua, all these Regina in Tori, all these firms have been filed. And then Clara, Dorcas, Gladys, Before Jacqueline, Jemima, Patience from Pong, Rose, Japan. Then Gladys at Japan. Selassie, Sayram, Sophia, the same. Then Wendy. Wendy, I pray the Lord has come home. All those have been filed. Isaac, yours had also been filed. I think Isaac, I've sent you your confirmation letter already. Another confirmation letter or the case number, one of them. I've sent it already. So all these names, all those who took the exams, about 50 of you, before we left for Mila have now been filed. I'm just waiting to receive confirmations letters like the ones I have shared earlier with you, so that I share with you. Then you will also start helping us to keep track of the firm status. All right. Then we have another badge. Well, we still have some nurses, CNAs, on the pages that are yet to complete their midterms, their predictor exams, their and then cost payment and come to do the CNA final exams. The clock is ticking, and we want you to speed up to finish and come and take the exams as soon as possible. We will respect the time frame we have agreed with you, but not a single day will pass on that time frame. Now, we are currently in the process of recruiting our nurse badge of nurses, both NCLEX and CNAs. I'm sharing a flyer on my screen. I'm going to share this on all the pages so that you share it with your friends that are interested to be recruited. From August 22nd, see, one second. Okay. So from Friday, August 22nd to Saturday, August 23rd, Rose Polycarpio, CEO of United Methodist Healthcare Recruitment Services, will be back in Ghana again. The woman who came to interview you should be back in Ghana again to do another round of interview to recruit nurses. The Kumasi one is on Friday to Saturday, August 22nd to 23rd, 2025. And the Accra one will be Tuesday, August 26th, 27, 2025. The Kumasi one will take place in our offices at Jubilee Mall, University Campus, commercial area. And then the Accra one will be at the British Council Auditorium, where we did the last interview in Accra, saying that. So we want to encourage you to share it with your friends, brothers and sisters that are interested to be recruited in our next round of recruitment. Sharing my network dropped off. Okay, so I hope you heard this part of the story. We are doing another round of interviews on those dates. This is the one in Accra, August 26th to 27th, and the one in Kumasi, August 22nd to 23rd. Appreciate it with your friends. Now, I've been speaking the last 1 hour or so, and let's see if we have any question. Let me see if we have posted any question in the chat. Okay, Lloyd says I cannot. Okay, all right, when I drop off. All right, so somebody whose name I don't see, says, Mr. David, I wanted to discuss the training sessions on finance, particularly for those unable to attend in person. Leaving work would mean immediate replacement, which poses financial challenge. Most of us are still either way committed to passing the exams, whether online or on-site. Kindly offers the team to consider offering online sessions or sharing resources, including predictor exams, for those of us who cannot attend. This will help us stay aligned with the program. Thank you so much. Yes. And then nameless person. I'm sorry, your name is not showing on the on the Zoom on your Zoom profile. Yes. Even though the NCLEX teacher will be in Ghana, we'll still be offering both in person and the online class. And then the predictor exams, everything will be done online. From my experience, we have noticed, at least from our past students are always students. When you give them tests, especially online, and you're not supervising them, people Google the answers, and so on and so forth. You get to the Philippines and they take the same exams they took whilst in Ghana and they were scoring 70%. They get to the Philippines and they cannot score more than 40%. It becomes a headache. When that happens, it means you have been cheating. You go to take the exams and you fail. See, that is why we are spending money to bring all of you so that, but where circumstances are such that you cannot be there in person, yes, there will be the online session for you to participate in. Okay. Then Nana, if yes, he said, please, does it mean those who are here to write their CNA exams as up to December? Yes, that is what it means. That is what we agreed on. Okay, the name is Bridget. All right, Bridget, thank you. She says, sir, please, after approval of the PEM, how long will the green card procedure take? It takes 6 to 8 months, I think. But, okay. So, Shay, thank you for that question. When the PEM is approved and we file the Form I-140, it is going to take the normal process 6 to 8 months, sometimes 12 months. But we pay for what we call premium processing. Premium processing. The premium processing ensures that within 10 to 15 working days, 10 to 15 working days, we have an indication as to whether it will be approved, denied, or better particulars must be provided. In 15 days, once we know it will be approved, we'll begin the next stage of the filing, which is when you get the actual green card approval. So after the PEM approval and when we file, the key is when we file, then maximum 15 days from there, the approval comes. And at that stage, the filing we use your personal email address. And so you'll be receiving email from the U.S. Immigration Service of confirmation of payment for your I-140. And then you track from there. And then when we file the Form I-140, we lock in your priority date. So let me go back to that priority date. The priority date is like a queue for you. And that is the date your priority date is like a queue, a date in a queue of those waiting to receive their visas to go to the US. So, okay, I have one here. Let me share that. So, for instance, with this applicant, her priority date is 15th April 2025. This is what it means. The US, okay, this is what it means. For you, my nurses here, both CNAs and NCLEX applicants, your visas are different from the visas people go to queue at the US Embassy to go and get and go to the US. Those visas are called visiting visas. But your visa is immigrant visa. And remember, I've told you before that you don't schedule your visa date, your visa interview date with the embassy. The embassy will schedule you, and the embassy will schedule you when they have visa available for you. Now, the big question is, how would you know if the embassy has a visa available for you? Oh, I'm glad you asked that question. So the United States government publishes something we call visa bulletin. Visa bulletin. And that visa bulletin tells everybody, it's publicly available, which visas or which priority dates are current. As I've been told, I hear the priority date is now somewhere 2021 or 2022 or 2023. I'm not sure. I have to check. One of them, which is pretty close. So when we file your PEM today, don't worry. The priority date is pretty close. Very soon your priority date becomes current, but this priority date only becomes effective when your PEM approval comes and you file for your form I-140. So if you file your PEM today, but something happens or there's a delay and we file your form I-140, let's say 3 years down the line, let's say we are now in 2025. For whatever reason, we file your form I-140 in 2027. It does not mean that you have to wait till 2027 for you to get a visa to go. No. You have to wait 3 years. No. You only use the priority date on your PEM, which is this year. And when the priority date becomes current, the visa bulletin, you go for your visa interview and you go. For sometimes, but most of the times, the time between the time we file the form I-140, your green card, and when you go for your visa interview is normally pretty close. So Leila, to answer your question, don't worry. Once the key thing is we have filed your PEM now. We just need the confirmation you have your priority date. You keep the priority date in your Bibles and pray over it every day, and in your Qurans and pray over it every day. When the priority date becomes current, you are gone. Okay, now Faustina has the next question. Please, when is the IL class starting? Oh, very soon. We'll put it on the pages for you. Then somebody called my own Please, which dollar rate is the agency using now? We put it on the pages every day, every working day. So if you want to just ask the page, we'll put it on the page for you. Now, we do not use the bank rates because all Ghana banks, we have come to learn, they also go to the Forex Bureau to buy dollars. So normally, the bank exchange rate is normally low. But if you go to them to buy dollars, they will tell you they don't have any dollar. They will direct you to the Forex Bureau. We've been suffering it every day. And for us, we have a problem because our program is a US program. We don't spend CDs in the US. So we necessarily have to convert your CD to dollar before we can pay for your processes in the US. And so we use the Forex Bureau rate, which is slightly above the bank rate. All right, Lois says, sir, please, we the midwives and the psychiatric nurses who would want to take the NCLEX exams once we get to the US, can you please help us with the sample material to start reading ahead of time, please? In fact, we can even do better. We can actually, there are a number of you who are psychiatric nurses, who are midwives, they are CNAs who still want to take the NCLEX here. They are taking it not because they want us to use it to file, because we have used their CNA to file for them. But they want to get the NCLEX here. When you get to the US, oh my God, new environment, new food, new everything. Now that you are going to learn to go and take NCLEX can also be another headache. So now that they are supercharged here, they want to register. We register them here, and then we prepare them to take the NCLEX. They keep it. Once they get to the US, we change their contract from CNA to registered nurses, and they start practicing. Then Idrisu, please, those of us still undergoing the CGFNA process, the CGFNS, not CGFN. Are we to join the July-August batch? Yes. Well, we have two badges, Idrisu. We have nurses we are preparing to take the NCLEX in September. And we have another badge we are preparing to take the NCLEX in March next year. So whichever badge you join, it's okay. But it is your performance during the training that will tell us whether you're ready to take the NCLEX in September or in March 2026. And if is bad, say, if you want to change from CNA to RN, must you stop the CNA exams and apply again? No, you simply contact me today, tomorrow, I'll register you for the NCLEX. Then Pacey said, please, I want to know the amount and duration involved in the NCLEX program. Oh my God. It's on our website, but it is $8,000. You only pay $4,000. And the duration involved, when you say duration involved, you mean the exams or after the exams? If it is after the exams, I think I've explained that already. Then I should to please say, you said we have to help in tracking the progress of the PEM filing, but someone like me, I haven't received my case number yet. Well, I say to you, if you have been listening, I think I've explained that already. And then Leila said, me too, say, I have not received my case number. Leila, I am not surprised because you have too many children around you making a lot of noise. So I'm so sure you have not been paying attention. But you receive your case number in due course. So when is the latest date to pay for the English exams? I don't think I understand your question. If you are talking about the IELTS, you are not paying separately for the IELTS exams. the fees you are paying for the program covers your IELTS exam. So you will not pay separately. Once you have paid your fees, it's incumbent on us to prepare you adequately and register you at the right time for the IELTS. Joyce Jose, when is the lectures beginning in July? It will start 1st July. Austina, please, when is the IELTS class starting? Very soon. Stephanie, what if you have IELTS already? If you have IELTS already, send it to me. All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I think I've exhausted all your questions. So this is just an information section to update you where we are, what is happening, and okay, so the person who I said, I am asking about the $1,500 when it is the latest to pay. $1,500 for what? Is it for the NCLEX? If it is for the NCLEX, I think you have not been paying attention. You don't even pay the $1,500 at a go. You pay bit by bit. You first pay $485 for your CGFNS application, then later $100 or $150, then later. So it's bit by bit. As we register you, as and when. So first, we register you with the CGFNS. It's $485. You pay that one. Then next, we register you. Next, we register you for the New Mexico Board of Nursing. That's about $150. Then you pay the $150. We pay for you. Then the next, so it's as and when the amount is due, you pay. All right. Okay, so another question, do you need to report before July? Do we need to report earlier before July? I don't think I have followed this question. Okay, let me unmute your microphone now, and then you can ask and explain the question better, because sometimes your questions give me headaches. All right. The person who asked the question about, do we need to report earlier before 1st July? Can you explain your question? I've unmuted your microphones now. Just unmute yourself. Hello. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes, madam.
Good evening.
Good evening, madam. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
All right. So, sir, please, I wanted to ask, we those in Accra who, in one way or the other, wouldn't be able to attend a class in Kumasi for the NCLEX preparation, can we please join through Zoom when they are having classes?
Oh, yes, you can. But
Okay.
you can only join the class when we have started your credentials evaluation, not before. You need to have started the CGFNS application, paid for it,
Okay.
before you can join the class.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I see. So, sir, is there a specific time for that, or we can start at any point in time?
Specific time for what? The CGFNS application?
Yes, please.
We've been doing it. We have done CGFNS application for about 80 people.
Okay, I am done with my CNA. I've written the final exams, but I would want to start with the NCLEX.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
So just get in touch Monday. We'll start the CGFNS.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Lois said, please Those in Accra, can we please join in the class of me? Oh, yes, I think
At the
you are
same
the
person.
one who does. Okay. Then somebody, Nana, do you accept OET too? Nana, no, OET, only IELTS. iPhone, please share the recording in the group. All right, we'll do that. All right. Think on that note.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Yes, please. Did I hear you say we should send, if you already have IELTS, we should send you the results?
Can you guys hear the person speaking? I cannot hear the person.
Yes, sir. So I'm saying that I heard you say.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, much better.
Okay. So I heard you said someone asked that if you already have IELTS result. So I'm asking whether is it those who have already passed the exams or those who are yet to write the NCLEX who already have the IELTS?
Okay, I'm confused about the question. You mean the person who
So
asked, have you already written the NCLEX or what?
yes.
I don't know. The person who
So
question about the IELTS, have you written the NCLEX already? James want to know. Oh, that's not the question James is asking.
yeah, that's a question I'm asking because you've never asked me to, because I also have IELTS results, and then you've never asked me to send it. So that's why I'm a bit confused whether the person has already passed and then wanted to send the IELTS.
Okay, James, I've never asked you to send it, and I've explained why and when we need your IELTS to you, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so there's no confusion there.
Okay, sir.
And by the way, the person who asked the question, Stephanie Apria, she says, no, she had not written the NCLEX yet. See, we have people before joining the program had gone to write the IELTS. Some had written the OET. Some had written all manner of exams. Whatever reason, some wanted to travel to the UK. Some had been told by their friends, you need to write IELTS. So they also went to write. And for the US, we don't need IELTS from the beginning for anything. We need your IELTS after passing the NCLEX for your visa screen certificate. And you will need to have a current IELTS results when you are flying to the US when everything is said and done. And those in the NCLEX group, I think I've taken my time to explain why. When you get to the US, you need to do license transfer from one state to the other, license reciprocity or license endorsement. For you to do that, you need an IELTS result. So you need to have a current IELTS result when flying to the US. So if you already have the IELTS now, sit down and do your own calculations. The time you are putting in now, the way you are doing lackadaisical about starting or not starting. At the time you are done, by the time you say, Jack, the IELTS you are holding is expired. All right. Joyce says, is weekends part of the lectures? Oh, yes. It's Sunday to Sunday, butu, butu, butu. That is why I said you have to deny yourself of many things. You have to deny yourself of many things. All right. On that note, we want to thank you very much. Oh, somebody's hand is raised up. I see iPhone. Who is called iPhone? The hand is raised up.
Yes, sir. It's Ivor.
Is who?
Ivor from Bahrain.
Oh, yes. Ivo, how are you?
Good evening.
And how is Bahrain?
So we're trying. Just a bit odd.
All right. So what's your question? And please get closer to the microphone.
Okay, sir. I'm the one I was asking about the $1,500 in the chat.
Oh,
Anything? Yes.
Ivor, you need to pay now. You ask for you need to pay now. And I see where the question is coming from. Sorry. I thought you were an NCLEX applicant.
No, sir.
So pay
Okay, sir.
now. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
All right. So somebody called Millie. Please, can a final year student take part in the interview? All right. So if I understand the question, you're asking about a final year nursing student, correct? If that is the case, a final year nursing student, you are now going to write your nursing exams. When you finish, you must, and assuming you pass, you must now go and spend 8 months or so to do rotation. You don't have a license yet. And you have to go and do rotation after the rotation before your license and your PIN, your nursing certificate will come. Do you see the picture with the question you have asked? So you come for the interview, you pass, then you go, you disappear. 1 year later before you come. That is not advisable. Questions have come in. If someone is not part of the Aguinaldo program but wants to join us for the IELTS exams, the question is a big no. Our IELTS exams are NCLEX exams. Everything is jealously for Aguinaldo only. Somebody called Chari said, is the visa approval 100%? These are the people who have had experience with visiting visa. Immigrant visa, before you go for the interview, you would have received your PERM approval, like the ones we are talking about, from the United States government. You would have received your green card from the United States government. And you have a visa screen certificate from the United States government. You have 3 documents from the US government. You take it to the US embassy for the interview. Draw your own conclusion from there. Sairam says, please, can you share when and how to start tracking the PERM confirmation? Oh, yes. Sairam, I'll post it on the page. And I think I've already done it, but anyway, you know my nurses, they don't read, so I'll share it again. Is the person permitted to join? If yes, how much is involved for such a person? Okay, I think I'm not sure where the beginning of that question is. Jemima Mankwa, please, when are we starting the IELTS classes? Oh, Jemima, please listen small, eh? Okay, all right. Thank you, guys. And it's raining in Accra here. I'm in Accra now, and it's raining here. I'm sure it's raining where you are. Thank you all for spending some time. We're going to do this regular updates so that you know where you are in the process and what you can do to help. But for now, when we share your PERM confirmation with you and all those who have received the PERM confirmation, already we have distributed 187 PERM confirmation. So, and 83 have been approved. So 100 plus is here to be approved. All those who have received their PERM confirmation, please keep checking. At least check 3 times in a month. Every month, check a minimum of 3 times. Check. When there's any change, please let us know. Right? On that note, thank you. We'll post a recording on the page. And thank you all. If you have any question, please do not hesitate to post on the page. Joy Success is mornings or evenings. I guess it's the NCLEX class. The NCLEX class is morning, evening, morning, afternoon, evening. All right. Good night to you all and goodbye. Bye-bye to you all.